We start with the breaking news this morning, and that is that a Russian airliner with more than 200 people on board has crashed in Egypt. In the last hour, rescue teams have reached the crash site in the Sinai area of the Sinai Peninsula, just south of Arish, with reports that the Airbus A321 jet has been completely destroyed. Well, we can cross now to Cairo and speak to our Middle East correspondent there, Shireen Tadros, who joins us on the line. Shireen, as we say there, the latest information coming in is that the site has been identified and the Egyptian rescue teams are on site.
That's right. I mean, a lot of ambulances are still on their way, as we understand it, but some have arrived, and so too have Egyptian security officials, and that's where we're getting the official information from. And what they're telling local media is that most of this plane has been destroyed. They don't expect that there are many survivors, if any, unfortunately. And they're also saying that because the area is so remote, because this is a mountainous part of the peninsula, it has been very difficult to access, and that, you know, the nearest hospital would probably be around 70 kilometers or so away. So if there are any survivors, it's going to be difficult to get them help and get them, you know, into a hospital or facility very fast. And that is another problem, another challenge for the Egyptian rescue teams. We also know on another level that the Prime Minister and his other cabinet ministers will be meeting very shortly. They've all cancelled their plans for the day. The Prime Minister is meant to go on a visit somewhere else in Egypt. He's cancelled that. And they're going to be setting up an operations room, they say, in order to try and find out exactly what went wrong, and also to handle the crisis from here on in. There'll be, of course, a lot of bodies that will need transporting, probably here to the capital, Cairo, where they'll then be flown out.
The authorities have been quick to come out to say that this airplane has not been shot down. They've been very keen to confirm that. Yes,
of course, because whenever we're talking about Sinai, of course, many people think of the northern part of Sinai, where there has been a war raging between security, the Egyptian security, Egyptian state, and militants on the ground. And there has been daily bombings, airstrikes, raids, and many people have been killed over the course of the last year. And so the Egyptian security officials were very quick to say that this is nothing to do with that war. This the suggestion being that this is an error, a mechanical error or so on, that made the jet crash. And so that is an important thing for the Egyptians to highlight, of course, because they have been fighting this war for over a year. They have been trying to tell tourists that there is no danger in coming to Sharm el-Sheikh. And indeed, tourists have continued to come. We were just there in Sharm el-Sheikh a few months ago speaking to people, and they did feel very far removed in Sharm el-Sheikh, which is in southern Sinai, to the trouble that were happening hundreds of kilometers away.
And the area that the plane has come down in, as you say, I think you were saying, quite difficult terrain, which will only make any rescue and recovery even more difficult.
Yes, of course. And because it's just in that central part, a lot of the help will be coming from the south. But going through those mountains is going to be extremely difficult and has proved challenging. We know that most of the rescue teams haven't actually arrived yet. It's for very basic services that are actually at the crash site right now. The problem is that the most of the infrastructure, if you like, is in the northern part, and that's an area that's completely inaccessible right now. The area of Al Arish and further north to that is where there is a proper military facility, a proper hospital, and so on. But that is a no-go area because of the militant uprising that is going on there, and so that's also complicating matters further.
Okay, Shireen, for the moment, thank you. So that operation continues.